Welcome back to another episode, y'all. Today we talking about NBA players, men with money, how they move, younger girls, all that good stuff. Let's get right into it. We got a couple clips to watch, and then we're going to come back and talk about it. Y'all know how we do. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Josh Giddey showed up to practice today despite the allegations, and this is what he has to say.
It went viral over the past couple of days over some pretty serious allegations. I know nothing is concrete there, but is there anything you can say as to their situation?
Yeah, I mean, I understand the question, obviously, but there's no further comment right now. I get the question, guys. I completely understand you guys want to know about it, but just for right now, I don't have anything to say.
The media even asked OKC coach Mark Daynell about this whole situation.
Independent of whether there's anything accurate, there's a potential distraction with Josh just in terms of a moment viral online, social media. Do you deal with that in any way? Do you concern yourself with whether that's a distraction?
Personal matter, and I have no comment on it. And that'll be my answer on anything related.
It's crazy to me the Thunder organization not only let Josh Giddey practice, but also let him speak to the media, because this is looking like a PR disaster, and we have still yet to receive a statement from the organization, and this is concerning. So at the time I'm editing this, the league just made a statement that they'll be investigating this situation.
All right, y'all, so we all know the situation that's going on with Josh Giddey. Hopefully this gets resolved very soon, but that's not the person I want to talk about. Now, I need someone to correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I understand and from what I know, I have not heard a word from Malika Andrews regarding the Josh Giddey situation. And I can't help but think that there's an agenda that's being played on her side. She was quick with Kyrie. She was quick with John Morant. But when it comes to Josh Giddey, nothing to be said. She was even quick with Brandon Miller. I'll forever say ESPN dropped the ball because you replaced Rachel Nichols with this trash. And I know I'm not the only one who doesn't like Malika Andrews.
Josh Giddey, this story is going to be buried. They're not going to have none of the major outlets really cover it. They're going to try to let it go 3-4 days and make some excuse like they on investigation. And then after those 3-4 days, hopefully it'll be out of the news cycle. You Negroes won't even be talking about it no more. Just like you don't talk about Dana White. I'm probably the only one that still mention his name. But it'll be out of the news cycle in the next 3 or 4 days. And then Malika Andrews or none of those goddamn nasty, evil, crow-looking hoes that always there with a mic in their mouth to talk about a black man because they got them white boys in their mouth. Oops, did I say that? That's always got a mic when it's time to talk about a black man. Malika Andrews and the rest of you goddamn scarecrow-looking motherfuckers that always get up there and talk about black men. How come y'all don't never say nothing when it's a white man? You goddamn mammies know your place, don't you? I got no respect for Malika Andrews. If it was a black man, she'd be the first one on TV talking about it. She'll be the first one acting like she outraged. Which black man hurt you in high school, lady? Which one of them got some of that goddamn nookie and left your dumb ass alone? Because you got a problem with black men.
You raggedy bitch.
You don't keep the same energy. She ain't going to say nothing about this story. None of them.
Okay, so you heard Kwame Brown, you heard the random guy. Basically, we got a 19-year-old NBA player who's being investigated. He's accused for youthful activities. That's what we're going to call it over here. Now, this is the young man in question. He is not American. I believe he's Australian. So I don't know if they do things differently over there and he doesn't have time to be bothered with American laws. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But what's more significant about this is the fact that Malika Andrews, let's get her up on the screen. She's a commentator for ESPN. She has some type of disdain or hatred for the black man, and we're going to get into that and the selective outrage, how there's discrimination when it comes to putting him on blast. So the NBA player is not, and what's happening with him is not being blasted by this young lady, Malika Andrews, like she does so many other people, athletes. And that's what you heard Kwame Brown and some of the other people saying. Where is she at? Why is she so quiet? You know, I don't know a lot about her. The only thing I really do know about her is how she talk crap about black men. She like to bring up their past. You know, she like that one family member who want to keep you in the past. It's been 20 years since you did something foul, and she just want to keep bringing it up, not let it go. She's always around black men and athletes, but she likes to make the most negative possible critiques. And just to go a little bit deeper on that, y'all, for those of you all who are ready for it, she's an employee. So that means that what she's doing and saying She has people behind her who's allowing her to get down like this and say the things that she says with no repercussions. So let's keep that in mind, but we still gonna go in on her though.
I'm going in, I'm going in, I'm going in, I'm going in.
So let's talk about self-hate. Let's talk about how much we hate ourselves as a community, how much we hate ourselves, how much we hate each other. Some of y'all wouldn't imagine how many comments I get from black women when I make videos who give me ish for writing for black men. They want me to hate y'all. They want me to talk stuff about y'all. They want me to take the small percentage of black men who on some Pookie Ray Ray stuff, who want a code switch. They want to take that like small majority and want me to talk about it and blast it. And I'm like, first of all, that's a small majority. I know there are some that love they snow bunnies, just like there's some women who like to divest. But that's not the majority of us. The majority of us love each other or want to, procreate with each other. We're just in a difficult time right now when it comes to relationships. But I'm like, I had a woman ask me, why you riding so hard for black men? You sure they riding hard for you? And I'm like, what? I'm like,
really, nigga?
Of course they riding for me. How many times do I have to say it? I'm married to a black man. I've been married for almost 20 years. I got married very young, which is another point I want to discuss when it comes to older men and younger women. He's 19. He hollering at girls who's younger than that. A lot of people like to act brand new when it comes to that. A lot of people want to pretend like older men and younger women is not a thing. When I got with my husband, I was 18 and he was 29. And a lot of people had stuff to say about that. Fast forward 20 years later, our age difference, I guess, doesn't look as bad. But older men and younger women, it's a thing. With some men, there is a preference. With some men, you just happen to meet a younger person. My husband wasn't looking for a younger chick. I don't know if this NBA player was actually looking for younger chicks. He just happened to be in those circles still because he's still technically a teenager. He's 19. But we all know that's the thing. Hell, I remember being in high school and having grown men trying to talk to me or give me rides and stuff. And we got to remember, if a man is 19 or 20, 9 times out of 10, he going to have more than that 15, 16-year-old girl because at the least he can work 40 hours and she can't. So maybe younger women are more impressed. It's easy to impress them, because you got a little bit more than them. I don't know, but I just know scenarios, right? Older men and younger women is nothing new. But when it comes to Malika Andrews, she has a company that she works for that allows her to speak on black men, to speak negatively of black men, to say any and everything to dirty their character in the eyes of the public, whenever a mic is put in front of her face. But she's silent. That's what everybody's saying. She is crickets now. Why is she not talking about this? Because you're a sports commentator and this is trending big time. So why wouldn't you be the first one to speak on it just to show that you're not biased? It speaks volumes that she is biased. And granted, I think she's a nice looking young lady. And I think a lot of you all would agree with that. But I'm not with hating the black man. I'm not with taking the worst of the worst and pushing them to the forefront to say, hey, this is the poster child for black men. Because don't no other nations do that. No other nations take the worst of the worst. They trailer park people and push them to the front and make them the spokesperson for their nationality. So I don't do that either. I'm going to ride for the black man. I have a father who's a black man who I can call. I have a brother. Shout out to the Do Better podcast with Theo Coop. Shout out to my brother. Sub to him if you haven't subbed to him. Shout out to my husband, Ghetto Talk. Sub to his channel. I have black men that I can call that ride for me. So that's why I ride for black men. I'm never going to hate black men. I don't care. I know there's some that hate black women, but it's minute. And that's the thing that I'm trying to get to these women. The majority of black men don't hate you. Have they been through stuff and been traumatized? Yeah, we all have. But the majority of them don't hate y'all. And you're not going to make me hate black men. I ain't no Malika Andrews. I've never had another race of men be by my side the way my brothers are. Yeah, I've had a white man hold the door for me or, want to date me or stuff like that. But on like a serious tip, the black man is where my loyalty lies because that's what I've seen. That's who I've seen love me and help me or whatever. And so I don't really get how y'all want to take that little percentage and just make them like, see, black men are so terrible or black women are so terrible based on a small percentage of few bad apples. But in the case of Malika Andrews, everybody's dragging her, which I believe is well deserved, because she thinks she the ish, I guess, because
I'm a PhD.
you know, she got a little status and she up there, and for whatever reason, she just thinks it does something for her. Maybe she's some form of bed wench for ESPN and whoever to use her to say all these negative, derogatory things about black men. You know, everybody has a past. There's been some, because I've seen clips where she's talking about people like in legal issues, and it's like that has nothing to do with their occupation. But furthermore, that's old. Why we can't just leave it in the past? I can't stand when people want to still judge you today based on actions 10 years ago. Like, we all screwed up, and these professional athletes, they're young and they got money, and you know how it is when you're young. You're immature, you don't make the best decisions, especially when you multi-millionaires. So we're gonna see. This story just started trending a couple days ago. We're going to see if Malika Andrews going to open up her big mouth and finally speak on this young boy. Yeah, we're going to see if Malika Andrews going to speak on him for his actions, because I know the NBA for sure said that they're investigating him and the age of the women that he deal with, just like how everybody put R. Kelly on blast, Bill Cosby. And I know there are differences, but it all goes back to them doing things inappropriate with women. So we'll see what happens. Y'all don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me a comment. Until the next time, I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Peace out.